Just enough to let everyone join today's conversation. A few people might still be coming in as the hour gets on. But really, I just wanted to start off by saying thank you for coming to today's virtual newsroom visit. My name is Ryan, the head of innovation and media business at the International Press Institute. And I'm really excited to introduce today's conversation. But before I get into that, I will provide a very short introduction to IPI and the work that we're doing, specifically related to media innovation. For those of you who haven't come across IPI yet, we are a global network of editors, journalists, and publishers committed to press freedom and independent journalism. We have two main areas of focus. One is our press freedom team, which monitors and draws public attention to some of the physical, legal, and digital threats facing journalists around the world, while our independent media support work seeks to provide solutions to the pressing challenges facing the industry. Our innovation team at IPI designs and delivers programs that support new ideas and experimentation while doubling down on the fundamentals to ensure that independent media remain resilient through moments like the disruptions that we see today, be it technological, be it political, while also making sure they have the tools to chart their own future. We provide, in our innovation department, we provide the infrastructure from funding to training to advising media. We do this through accelerators and focus heavily on building community and peer networks of innovators to support the industry. As I said, much of this work we do depends on community, sharing experiences, and seeking inspiration from wherever possible. And that's why we developed this series of virtual newsroom visits. We've been doing them for the last 4 years. And the idea is to create space for local news and media in general to tell their story to an audience of media builders from around the world. It brings you an inside look into how your peer media around the globe are managed, how they grow, how they use technology, how they navigate crises, and much more. Over the past years, we've visited newsrooms in India, Lebanon, South Africa, El Salvador, Pakistan, Norway, and today we find ourselves visiting Serbia, Belgrade more specifically. So today, really, yeah, I'm privileged to be introducing the team from Liceulice. This is a monthly street paper that offers really a master class in direct engagement with its community, really different diversified models of revenue generation. And for me, I think a distribution model that is genuinely proved for the era of big tech and algorithmic disruption. Liceulice brings together readers from marginalized backgrounds for activism and solidarity. Each issue is distributed through a network of vendors in Belgrade and other towns. And these vendors, more specifically, come from different marginalized groups facing homelessness, disability, poverty, and social exclusion. And each of them earns half the price of every copy sold. They cover a variety of public interest subjects, housing, public health, education, and are very focused on visuals and illustrations, with many of their illustrators and photographers having won awards for the work that they're doing. But before I say too much, I will hand it over to the team in just a second. But really, just to quickly introduce the speakers from Liceulice today, we'll hear from Nicoleta Kosovac, who is the program coordinator at Liceulice, from Dunja Karanovic, who's from the editorial board, Sandra Milnov, who runs communications, and Eva Petrovic, who is the coordinator of the vendors. Before I give them the floor, I'll just say one quick organizational note. We will, after about 40 minutes of presentation, jump to a question and answer session. So you can ask any questions you have about their project, business, technology they use, strategy, and please just add them to the chat and we'll pull up those questions and moderate that in around 40 minutes from now. So don't hesitate at any point to just add your questions to the chat, and we'll get to them when their presentation is through. The presentation phase will be recorded, but all of the Q&A will be off record. So without further ado, yeah, Liceulice, take it over. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Ryan. I'll be the first one to speak. I will share my screen and the presentation. Do you all see everything?
Yeah, looks
Yeah.
perfect.
Okay. Okay, thanks. So my name is Nicoletta, and I'm one of the founders and the program coordinator of Liceulice. Okay. So Liceulice is Serbia's street magazine and social enterprise that empowers people experiencing social and economic exclusion. What's our mission? We create opportunities for meaningful work. We amplify unheard voices and inspire public dialogue about solidarity and inclusion. We started everything 15 years ago. Um, in Belgrade, but today you can find Liceulice in the streets of Belgrade, Novi Sad, Kraljevo, and Pančevo. We have 10 issues per year, and our circulation is between 12 and 13,000 for monthly issues and up to 20,000 for double issues that we have during winter and summer, but Dunja will speak more about the magazine after. We are members of the international network of street papers, so we didn't come up to this whole concept by ourselves. So I can say a few more words about street papers. Street papers are independent magazines sold on the streets. That's important thing. Like street is our place to communicate with people and to sell the magazines. So sold by people who are experiencing homelessness or social, like different ways of social exclusion. What's the same for all street papers? So Ryan already said a little bit about our concept, but I will repeat it. So 50% of every sold issue goes directly to the vendor, and the rest is being used for printing of new magazines and for some additional supporting programs for our vendors that Eva will speak more about after. Also, what's important for all street papers is that the magazines are always in a way activist, independent, and they are covering important social questions. As you can see in the presentation, at the moment there's more than 90 street papers in over I think 30 countries at the moment, reaching millions of readers worldwide and providing income opportunities for tens of thousands of vendors. So we have also like regional networks within the INSP, like US network, German network, and so on. We don't have like Eastern European network still, but who knows? Maybe we will at some point. So we are very proud to be part of this huge network and bringing this model to Serbia. We are at the moment the only, like we were the first street paper in Serbia, and we are still the only one, and adapting it to our local context. What's also maybe interesting to mention is that we initiated launching of Macedonian street paper. I think it was in 2011 or 12. I'm not sure. And they are still operating. We tried to establish Lice, and the magazine in Macedonia is called Liceulice. And we tried to establish a similar magazine in Kosovo and in Bosnia, but it lasted just until the end of the project um, that we did all together. So we will see if there's someone here who is interested in something like this after our presentation, coming from these countries, let us know. Um, and I will give the floor to Dunya now.
Thank you, Nicoletta. That was less than 10 minutes.
I know I'm speaking very fast, and I just wanted to be short about this part, and we can speak more about it after. Oh yes, I forgot. Sorry, I forgot to mention that I'm in the board of INSB. So if anyone is more interested in this topic, in this global movement, let me know.
Yeah. Okay. So my name is Dunja. I'm a journalist and part of our editorial team. We are currently three people in the editorial team, and we have a network of contributors who write occasionally or for most of our issues. And these include media professionals, journalism students, but also activists, social workers, scientists, and different professionals, depending on the topics that we cover. I just want to say I'm going to explain a little bit about our editorial policy, but I joined Liceulice 5 years ago, and it's been coming out since 2010. So this, what you can see here is our 116th issue, which is currently on the streets. So I kind of inherited bits of this editorial policy, and then bits are kind of changing as we go and as the political circumstances around us change. First things first, I wanted to explain our policy regarding vendor safety. So we are a magazine that covers issues that are public interest topics. We try to highlight topics that are often not covered in daily press and in mainstream media, especially topics concerning social welfare, things like labor rights, poverty, homelessness, basically some of the structural issues that affect our vendors. But because our vendors are somewhat exposed because they sell in the streets, we have we have a specific way of addressing these issues. We try to avoid daily political issues and specific political actors, just to ensure that the people that are selling the magazine and that are the first faces that people see uh, in relation to the magazine are safe from any kind of harm. You might be aware of the difficult political situation that Serbia is currently in. We've been facing protests for a year now, also longer. So it's something that we are constantly having to address, trying to be critical of what is happening around us and trying to address important issues that are affecting the people that live in our country, but also thinking of vendor safety. Our priorities are ethical reporting, especially ethical reporting on topics that affect marginalized communities. So, ethical reporting on homelessness, poverty, social exclusion, ethical reporting on mental health, for example, which has been a very important topic over the past few years, ever since COVID. Our approach to journalism is mostly analytical. So, we try to, rather than just reporting on what's happening, we try to provide context for our readers, and our readers are really very diverse, from high school students that might find out about certain topics from Liceulice for the first time to activists and professionals who just want to support the magazine because of its social mission, let's say. So we try to be contextual. We try to promote critical thinking in our readers. We try to address issues in a way that they're usually not addressed in mainstream media by providing context, by leaving a lot of space for experts to share their opinions. by fact-checking things, also by positive storytelling. So we try to, every issue has a story of one of our vendors that gives, a face and a name to a structural issue in society. And also, positive storytelling is something that we believe gets people more involved and promotes activism and kind of an interest in issues that can sometimes be difficult, such as social inclusion and poverty and marginalization. So we try to, uh, have a human approach and try to avoid stereotypes and those like typical representations of people from the margins of society. And that goes for our visual representations as well as what we write and report on. Um, there's also something that we are very passionate about, and that's solutions-based journalism. So while we try to be critical of our institutions and our governments and lack of structural support for people from marginalized communities, we often report on non-government organizations, collectives, artists, and professionals who are trying to make a difference in our society. We also report on social entrepreneurship and different ways that communities can get together and provide some kind of creative or positive changes in their environments. So Nicoletta already mentioned that we have 10 issues per year. So that's basically monthly issues, but during the summer and during the Christmas and New Year's holidays, we have a double issue. But each issue has a kind of umbrella topic that we decide on as an editorial team, and those are usually topics that are somehow related either to something that's happening in our communities at that moment, such as these protests that are going on, or for example, this magazine that you see on your screens, the red one, it was an issue on violence when we had the terrible school shooting happen in Belgrade 2 years ago. So that was a topic that was highly reported on, but we felt that it was necessary to provide some sort of context to that situation and also a sense of maybe comfort or understanding for people. So we wrote about different phenomena related to violence and also to education and what was happening in schools and how we talk to children about these issues, but also like the pervasive violence in our societies, gender-based violence included. The other issue that you can see here is related to disability and inclusion. So that's something that we cover quite often, how to make our institutions, our public spaces, our educational institutions more accessible to people with different needs, and just how to, create a society that's inclusive of everyone. We also cover topics like environmental justice and climate change. We cover mental health. Also, we often talk about labor rights and social justice. We talk about um, socially engaged art. That's often also included in some way in every issue, even when we have like these umbrella topics that are sometimes outside of our general scope. So sometimes we'll have issues about fiction or AI or socially engaged film or music. We cover all of these topics within those kind of general topics. So we'll talk about, for example, how accessible museums are, or films that address issues of public concern, films that are inclusive in some way, and so on. Um, I think I think that's about it when it comes to what we cover in the magazine. Another part of what I wanted to talk about was the visual identity. So I mentioned there is three of us in the team. We also have an art director, and we have a wide network of illustrators and photographers that work with us because it's really important to us to have, well, first of all, to have a standout visual identity because as a magazine that is sold on the streets, it kind of has to be noticeable, let's say. So our cover pages are usually um, quite interesting and alluring at first sight, but they're also we also make an effort to explain our values, our editorial policy, and ethical concerns with our illustrators, so they are aware of the topics that they are working on, and we try very hard to make sure that the visual imagery is not stereotypical, that it represents difficult topics in a way that is illustrative but also respectful and doesn't, you know, doesn't go in line with some stereotypical views of, let's say, homelessness or ethnic exclusion or gender-based violence. So we really work hard with all of these young illustrators to make sure that what our stories tell is also represented in a visual way. I think for now, that's it. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to talk more later, but Eva will tell you more about the vendors.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Eva. I'm a psychologist and vendor coordinator. And I'll talk to you more about our vendors. Who are they? How do we engage with them? What are our main principles? And what are our main program activities? So as Nicoletta previously said, our mission is to provide an opportunity for people to get some income and to reduce poverty. And we work with specific marginalized groups, as Dunya previously also mentioned. But our vendors are mostly individuals with developmental and intellectual disabilities. Also, we have users of psychiatric services, homeless individuals, and people in extreme poverty. We also, in the past year, there's some trend that we also have a senior vendors, so people above 65 years or older, because they experience poverty even though they're in services or in centers. They're not experiencing directly homelessness, but they're experiencing poverty. So we have more than 20 people above 65 years of old. We work in 4 cities, so we're based in Belgrade. We work in Novi Sad, in Pančevo, and Kraljevo, and in total, we have more than 140 vendors. In Belgrade, we work with 110 vendors, approximately, and we have 3 partner organizations that work with individuals with developmental disabilities. As you can see in pictures, you can recognize their vendors by their vests. That's their basic uniform. Vests are in our brand colors in orange and blue with Liceulice logo. And they all have ID cards, as you can see on their necks or in visible places, which states their name and their picture. And that's the basic uniform, and it's important because of the visibility and some kind of work ethic we try to maintain. They all have issues of the magazine that's currently on the streets, and they're selling it on specific locations because every individual vendor has its own location in town. That places are mostly crowded places, so that are places beside cultural spaces or big traffic streets, or I don't know. So mostly city center locations where they can go in their flexible hours and stand and sell magazines. Magazine is 300 dinars, so they sell it only in cash, and they get a 50% directly income for themselves. So Nicoletta, you can go on the other. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so here above you can see the pictures of our different vendors and different activities that we have with them. It's maybe important to mention that we started with only selling the magazine on the streets, but throughout these years, at least in the past 3 years, we are experiencing huge climate changes. So in the winter times, in the summer times, there are extreme temperatures, and we try to get alternative places for selling the magazine for the vendors that are safer. So we are organizing sales in companies and partner firms. So when they invite us they invite our vendors to come for one open day when they can sell magazine to the employees of the company. So it's a step towards inclusion in that kind of private spaces, which are not like public, where you can probably see our vendors. This is important because we try not to only point out the economical empowerment besides social empowerment. For us, the social empowerment of our vendors is really, really important, and community support is really important. So we organize different activities and we have different approaches for every vendor. We tend to have individual approach for each one of them. We have individual plan, we track the sales, we track well-being, we have individual conversations, or if somebody is going through a crisis or have some problems, we do individual interventions or psychological counseling with the vendor. For us, the sales aspects of this is really important, but the human encounter and the human content of this is also really important. We try to provide support for all of our vendors, because we do not expect of them to have some goal for the sale, because there's no minimum that each vendor needs to target for him or she to be a vendor. So there's no a minimal target. Somebody needs to try, and they need to try in their own capacities. We work with them on setting the goal that's marking their capacity. So that's really important. We have vendors that are selling really high numbers. We have vendors who are selling some lower numbers on a monthly basis, but we try to match those numbers with their own wishes, capacities, and their own targets, because they are setting them in their own way. We also have this approach that our vendors are really an experts of their own lives, because we work with different groups, as I previously said, and they all have their specific life challenges. So they're really experts on their own lives. Dunya also mentioned that in magazine we always cover a vendor story. So we have an interview with a vendor in each monthly issue. So it's really important for the positive representation and having that first person view on their challenges and life through their own words. So Nicoletta, can you just, yeah, thank you. So also you can see here on the pictures some of the program activities that we work for vendors. We tend to have a lot of group activities because it's really empowering for them to get to know each other, to challenge social exclusion, and to gain some contacts, and to get to know and befriend their colleagues. So we, as you can see here, we have on the first picture some of the activities that we call cultural experiences. We also on the last one, the right one. So we go with our vendors to museums, to galleries, to movie nights. We go to the concerts. They also have experience for selling the magazine on some venues, so on some happenings. So they come before the opening and they try to sell for the public, try to sell the magazine. It's really important because inclusion in these spaces is really really matters. Yeah, thank you. Psychological assistance, as I previously mentioned, I'm a psychologist. My co-worker in team, one is the pathologist or a special educator, and the other one is also a psychologist. We have one-on-one conversations, interventions. So we try to build resilience, social immunity, and just general well-being in our vendors. We also have humanitarian aid. It's something that it's not that's not like regular, but we try to support our vendors by providing essential resources as food, clothing, hygiene. We have some partners that are like donating for our vendors clothes or some food or hygiene products. So it's several times a month, but it really means a lot for the people challenging poverty and economic. There are some questions. Maybe we can yeah, probably. Okay. So we also do connecting with social services. With our social services, we have contacts of social workers that are having the cases of our vendors, and we are trying to help them get the real picture of their capabilities, activities, and what can they actually do, and how what are their real possibilities. And we also do a vendor club. That's a monthly gathering. As you can see in the second picture, approximately 15 to 20 vendors come in one monthly gathering where we talk about different subjects. It depends. The gatherings are either creative, so we are trying to make something together. Dunya was hosting previous vendor club, or we're trying to talk about some psychological challenges, or just to have like support for each other. So that's it. Yeah.
It's me again. Thank you, Eva. I'll speak about our financial situation and our sustainability. So Liceulice operates as both media and social enterprise, as you could realize in the meantime, with a diverse mix of income sources. So magazine sales remain our core. It makes up to 51% of our total income, directly supporting our vendors and production. These are figures that I will mention are from last year. Individual and corporate donations, including recurring contributions, represent 34% of our income. These come from readers, companies, and long-term supporters who believe in our mission. Projects and grants account for around 9%, focused on social innovation, inclusion, and media literacy. It was totally different at the beginning, like we were dependent on grants for like 100% at the beginning. So there was a lot of work in previous years to come to this point. And finally, our website and online shop bring around 6% through the sale of products, like other products besides the magazine that promote solidarity and support our programs. Together, these streams make Liceulice both mission-driven and financially resilient as a model that grows through community trust, creativity, and partnerships, as you could hear in previous parts. So I will shortly speak about our online shop. I don't know why you don't see the picture. Okay, never mind. You can go to our website and see how it looks like. So I'll briefly speak about online shop and recurring donations because we don't have time even for this, and especially for more around our online shop is an important part of how we connect with readers and our supporters and how we extend our mission beyond the street and the magazine streets. So in our online shop, we offer a mix of subscriptions, both print and PDF, and growing range of products with purpose. So we have PDF magazines, we have desk calendars, t-shirts, mugs, tote bags, posters. We will be having planner this year for the first time, and all this in limited editions. All our items feature engaged illustrations and activist messages. It's very often connected to the content from the magazine and artists that are featured in the magazine. So it's designers who share our values and very usually do all of this pro bono. Whenever possible, we include our vendors in the production of these products and promotion processes so that the shop doesn't just fund our work, but also creates opportunities and visibility for them. In the past year, we have invested a lot in developing our online shop, improving design, user experience, SEO optimization to reach more supporters. And now, thanks to all of this, we offer multiple payment options to credit cards, cash on delivery, PayPal, and we're preparing to launch Google Pay, Apple Pay, and IPS payments soon. So our goal is to make supporting Liceulice simple and meaningful and accessible to everyone. And I will briefly say a few words about our recurring donations. It's called Sigurice. It's a way of slang, and I'm not even sure how to translate it, but like some kind of safety net or something like that.
Sure thing.
So yeah. So it's our program that's in the heart of our ongoing support system. Who are Sigurice? Sigurice are individuals who commit to monthly donations, providing stability and predictability for our vendors. With their ongoing support, we can provide safe and dignified employment, essential gear, psychosocial support, workshops, and all of these things that Eva and Dunya mentioned before. Currently, we have a little over 300 Sigurice, with more than 500 needed to sustain and expand our support. Recurring donations allow us to plan ahead That's why they're important to respond to crisis and to grow our social impact while building a strong and engaged community of supporters. And now Sandra will finish with a story about comms and audience engagement.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I will try to keep it short. So you mostly heard what is it that we do. So my job is to communicate all of this digitally, mainly. So our three main channels of communication with our audience is our website, our social media channels. If we agree to call, like all social media platforms a channel, and our newsletters. So we also communicate through our online shop on our website, and we won't forget about direct messages and direct emailing. So each of our channel has its purpose, from raising awareness, sharing stories about our vendors, promoting our magazine. But the ultimate goal is to build and nurture partnerships and the community. You maybe got the sense that we are all the community, like from our staff here, our vendors, the people who read the magazine and who engage with us digitally, if they cannot in person. So we put here that we have over 20,000 followers, subscribers, donors, and partner organizations, but that's the number itself was not the goal. Ultimately, it brought us meaningful relationships because they are all kind of participants in change. When they buy our magazine, when they read the magazine, when they donate or become our advocate, they are active participants in the change that we're trying to make. So I will ask Nicoletta to, thank you. So we have listed here all the channels that we use, and you can see that Instagram, Facebook, and we recently started posting on Blue Sky as well. We kind of focus here on stories about vendors, community magazine, and everyday field work. LinkedIn is mostly for building partnerships with businesses, but we also see successful posts when we post about vendors there. So we sometimes go on a day-to-day basis. YouTube and TikTok, as you know, is for videos, reels, and short videos mostly. And website and web shop, we put here like where journalism meets action. But actually you can read the articles from the magazine on our website, not all, but some that we have picked. And there is opportunity for readers there to convert. I will say convert and subscribe to our online issue, paper issue, to donate on a monthly basis, and to donate like one time. And also, like one of the first pop-ups when you come to our website is to subscribe to our newsletter. So newsletters are like a bridge to the community. It's a more personal a reach out from us, and we have various newsletters. Like we announce the new issue each time. We have a newsletter only for English-speaking people, even though we don't have like our magazine in English yet. It's called In Action, and we report there what we do, what we did in some previous months. Oh, can you just put it back? Nicoletta, sorry. Can you go to the previous? Oh, and direct emailing. Sorry, I forgot about the direct emailing. For example, when someone becomes Sigurica, you heard about it, it's a monthly donor. The first handshake and the personal welcome to the community, we extend the welcome and we say hi and thank you for supporting this. And we, just say and list all the things that they are doing to what they are contributing personally. Okay, so we can go to the next slide. Well, we formed the community, we can say, now we grow it. In order to grow it, we need to keep it informed and involved. This is the way we nurture them. So we put emphasis on human-centered communication. If you visit our social media channels, you can see that communication is intentionally personal and warm. We don't use a lot of fluff words. We just, we are keeping it very, very real, and we don't try, to make things look nice on social media. It's what it is. Well, we bring people from awareness to action. I already told that if they buy a magazine and they greet the vendor on the street, they already did great. If they do more, that's even better. And of course, although we are keeping it real, and in that fashion, we measure our results. We need to do it, and we need to adjust. So we're trying to do that on a daily basis almost. So for the end, I will invite you to explore our social media channels, to connect with us, even send us a message. If you are interested in some of the paths we use on the website for donating, subscribing, like to use it for yourself, I invite you to, do that, start the process, and just see what we do and how you can do it as well. And on our website, it's liceulice.org. There is an English version. It's it's not that big, but you will get some of these information that we said here. And you can also subscribe to our newsletters, of course, and see how that works as well. I put here a video, but it's in Serbian. I just wanted to say there that the latest issue is about homelessness. And the vendor here, her name is Vesna. She was homeless for a while as well. So she presented the issue there, and she talked about her experience as well. So that was really great, and that went great on social media, that video. So every issue sold changes two stories. I think you can conclude this from the whole story, the one being told and the one selling it. So if you have, we will answer your questions now, but you can also feel free to email us to these addresses here.
Thank you so much, Eva, Sandra, Nicoletta, Dunya. This was a really fascinating introduction to the many dimensions that have steered Liceulice's success in the last 15 years. And it's evolved so much with time, and it's really interesting to see that development.